to this week's quick charge. Solomon said in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Solomon didn't say where there's no sight, but where there is no spiritual sight or God vision. Sight is what you see with your eyes, what's in front of you, that's the now. Vision is what you choose to look at in spite of what you see, and that's the future. And that's an ongoing choice, to live and believe and judge according to what we see or according to what we choose to look at. So let me give you some helpful reminders today. The first one is this: what you see is subject to change. It's changeable. It's not set in stone. It's not finished. It's not forever. It's not done. It's not over. It's not the end. What you see is transitory. It's temporary. You may see an impossibility or some sort of adversity or infirmity or a difficulty, but it's adjustable. It's fixable. It's subject to change. Might seem like it cannot change and might seem well established and fixed and set. You may see a problem in your life or your marriage or with your spouse or a child or your job or family, finances, whatever it is, that is subject to change. If I see it, then it's subject to change. The second reminder is this: what you see is not what you should look at. Just because you see something doesn't mean you ought to look at it. Paul says we walk by faith, not sight. Faith is not closing your eyes. It's not shutting your eyes. It's simply lifting your eyes. Hebrews says we do not yet see all things under his feet, but we do see Jesus. Even though we see something, we must still look at Jesus. Abraham, he saw two very senior citizens in his household. He saw two broken down bodies in an empty crib. And God calls him out of his tent and tells him to look up at the stars. Take a look at this. Paul said this in 2 Corinthians 4:18. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things that we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. Another translation says, so we don't spend all of our time looking at what we can see. Instead, we look at what we can't see. So no matter what we see, we choose not to look at it or draw a conclusion from it because it can change. And the last little reminder is this: what you choose to look at is going to shape your life and your future. You can look at the wrong things. And if you look at what you see, you will only ever have what you see. You have to get something higher and greater and bigger and better in front of your eyes to occupy your vision. Remember Goliath? The biggest problem with Goliath was not his size or his strength or the threats or the shouts or the curses that he was heaping upon the people of God. The biggest problem is that they were looking at him, his height, his weight, his armor, and all of the frightening details. As long as they were looking at him, there was no change. So if we don't look with intention and purpose and determination, we'll only ever have what we see. So looking at what you do not see will change what you do see. Moses in Egypt, he saw opposition, he saw persecution and hardship and hardness and obstinance, but he doesn't look at that because the book of Hebrews says he was seeing him who was invisible. His focus was on the God of their deliverance and the God of their destiny. We must get something to look at, something in our vision that's greater than what we see. So the question today is this: are you just looking at what you see or to the greater God vision that's available to you? That greater vision is what's really real and true. And that's what God sees. God bless you.